Hey guys, welcome back to Wyoming. Welcome to the backyard. Grand Tetons back there. If you zoom in on it, I'm doing the backward facing camera, so I don't have any zoom capabilities. Sitting in the backyard, I'm facing the house. You guys are looking at the view. That's our little 2 acre pond back here. Life's been good here in Wyoming, guys. So it's Friday. It's Freedom Friday. I just finished my Freedom Friday video. Got a little bit of iced black coffee. I know summer has come back with a vengeance to you guys in the Midwest and the East Coast. Temperatures are coming up on 100 degrees again. You know, we just have perfect weather up here at 8,000 feet. It might get to 80, 82, but it cools off quick. We have cool mornings, we have cool evenings. It's just the mid part of the day, that 12 to 4, 12 to 5, it gets into the 80s, but just perfect weather. I've never spent this much time in the summer here, so it's been a great trip. Let's see, today is 22, 23 days here. I've got another week, a week from today, next Friday. Probably won't do a Freedom Friday video because I think I'll be on my way to Denver. You've got quite a driving week coming up. Friday, I'll drive over to Denver and pick up Sean and my adopted daughter, Natalie, and Ranger, and bring them back on Saturday. So we'll all be together. But that'll be two driving days, Friday and Saturday, to go get everybody and get them here. But that way the dogs can be here. They both can be here. They have cars to drive. And then we will probably Saturday or Sunday or Monday that week, I'll head out. I'm going to try and do the drive home in 2 days. Since Sean's here, I won't need to stop in Denver. So I think it'll be a 2 day drive to get home. 2 long days. Then I'll be home for a couple days, and then my daughter and Anne Marie head off to Sarasota. So kind of a busy couple weeks coming up. Busy, busy. That's probably bullshit to you guys at work, but it's just a lot of driving. So some of this video will be tobacco and some of it won't. I'll warn you when I'm done with the tobacco portion, so you guys that don't like to talk about anything other than tobacco can step off. But what am I doing today? I'm doing Carolina Red Flake small batch from Cornell and Deal. It's a little bit older. The 10 date on it is 9/28/2021, and then I jarred it last April 24th, 23. This is one of these unobtainiums that I found in the drawer at my local tobacco shop, Tobacco Row. I was telling you about that on one of the other videos when I was doing 8 State Burley. But this was another one. He just had it laying in the drawer, a 21, Carolina Red Flake. So I enjoy it. It's a little bit hard on me, so I don't do it on an empty stomach, but I've eaten some breakfast. It comes in, I can't call it flakes. I guess you'd call it a broken flake. Um, if I was less lazy, I would rub it out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the old fold in stuff. We got the Wyoming Meerschaum, as always. Beautiful pipe. I love this thing. It's got a monster basket or bowl. So you guys call it folding stuff. I call it jam and cram. I just jam these pieces down in there. So I don't break them up. I just jam them in there. There goes a big one. There's big ones, there's mediums, there's long ones, there's short ones. Just jam and cram. I don't pack it too tight because it needs air down in there to keep this stuff burning. This stuff is hard to light when you jam and cram, and it's a little bit hard to keep lit until you get the bowl down there. So there it is, jam and cram. So I'm going to take a minute and light it. Thank you, Greg. So I guess that's what we'll call the char light. You can see it actually bubble up out of the bowl. So now we got to do tamp and stamp. So we got cram and jam and tamp and stamp. And I guess now we'll do bite and light. Thank you, Greg. There's a sweetness to this that I enjoy. And as long as I've eaten something, it's actually pretty kind to me. But to smoke some Carolina Red Flake with a little bit of iced coffee with the heat of the sun coming on this morning. It's about, I think it's about 10 o'clock. Out here in the middle of the wilderness. Got my dog running around somewhere. Sasha's grown really comfortable with the property now. It's a wonderful life. It's a wonderful place to be. I don't have a single complaint in the world. And who would listen if I did? All right, I'm going to switch you from pipe and tobacco to cigar cutter. So I saw Mark Welsh Piper do a review of some of his cutters, and some of them were pretty wimpy. I'm going to show you a man's cutter. This is a Colibri. Spring loaded. It's got a flat cut and a V cut on it. And this thing is heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. This is the professional cutters they leave out at our cigar shop for people to use. So these are actually kind of professional level cutters. I couldn't tell you how much it costs. I bought it a couple years ago. I bought it at the shop. But let me see if I can actually, I don't know if I can get the camera to show it to you or not, but there's Colibri. I can't get, there's this, sorry, it's not weight of vision. I can't weight this thing. I wish I could lay it on the camera so you could see how heavy this is. This thing will cut probably like 10,000 cigars flat or V, and it works amazing. We use these every day at the shop. So anyway, I just wanted to give you one example of you'll only need one. If you buy this Colibri cutter, you'll never need another one. It's not too bulky, fits in your pocket really well. It slides in and out of pockets well, so it's not too bulky. It's a little heavier than you might like to have in your pocket sometimes. But if you want to buy one lighter and never have to buy another one, in my opinion, this is it. There, here endeth my rant on cigar lighters. All right, guys, this is kind of the end of the tobacco section. If you don't want to hear about books or cameras, it's probably a good time to step off. I guess one tobacco subject before we move off of it is ash management. I have found that my smoking experience is better when I actually knock out a little bit of the ash when I have to go to relight it. Not dig it out, but just knock out the loose ash, because I feel as if I get an ash cap on it, and that ash cap almost seals it. So when I go to light it, the ash cap can prevent it from getting to the tobacco that needs to be lit. So I literally just tap it lightly and get some ash out of it. If I do that 2 or 3 times throughout the bowl, I can burn it right down to the bottom of the bowl. It works amazingly well. I know I watched Mutton Shop one time on Ashman, and he said, do it once, dig it out, dump it out, do it once. And I just don't like that method. I like to be able to dump it out lightly 2, 3, 4 times, and then I can smoke it right to the bottom of the bowl. So that's my experience. I'd be glad I'm sure there's a lot of counter opinions to such a thing, but hopefully it's not sacrilege to talk about dumping out your ash lightly 2 or 3 times every bowl. But that's what I do. And that ends the tobacco portion of the video. So I added a camera to the arsenal to try to make my channel a little bit better. And it really started with Dave at Central Cal Piper. So this is an Insta360. It's a 4th generation, or the X4. These cameras are kind of amazing. They film, god damn it, Dave. They record in 360. Both these lenses record at the same time. And they electronically stitch the two together so that it takes this line out. So this pole, so the camera itself and then this pole get taken out of, they get stitched out of the video when the 360 gets stitched, and it literally records all the way around you the whole time you're recording. It's pretty cool. And then you have to download the video to your camera, and there's an Insta360 app that you can choose quick AI or pro editing, and then you just choose what part of the video you want to include in what you upload. I'm not very good at it yet, but I've been able to record a little bit. I've been able to stick it underwater and record Sasha swimming in the water. So I'm getting there little by little. So eventually, hopefully between now and when I leave next week, I'll put up some examples of how this thing shoots. I'm pretty sure this is what came off of Dave's car, because they actually make a 3-section cup hold with another handle on it. And I'm pretty sure that's what came off when Dave was saying that his new camera blew off onto the freeway. So I've not been brave enough yet to stick this on the truck, but I'm going to. I'm going to put it on the back window of the cab and have this stick up above the cab, because I figure it'd be a great way to film the buffalo and get in close to the buffalo without having to get out of the truck. That's theory at this point. But anyway, I just want to show you old man, old dog learning new tricks. And at 60, learning new shit is tough. Learning how to make this work right, and then how to save it, then how to download it, then how to edit it, then how to export it. It's a lot of learning for a guy with my size of brain. But anyway, pretty cool. You can get it with these lens covers, so your lenses stay clean, and then you can actually cover those with this rubber thing. So pretty cool. Anyway, I'm learning it little by little. I decided to show you new technology, at least new technology to me. All right, so I think the last subject of the video will be what am I reading? I always tend to share what I'm reading, so I've kind of got 3 books going right now. The one I'm furthest into is Legacy of Ashes. It's a history of the creation of the CIA. It's as messed up as you might think it would be. It was as contentious as you think it might be. It's as secretive and hidden as you would think it would be. I don't know how this guy's still alive. I've said that on a few books. And I don't know why you can still buy this book on Amazon. But it's pretty interesting. The second one, I was talking to Potter Piper about this, The Prophecy of the Popes. This guy, St. Malachi, he went through every pope. Each page is a pope. And he describes each pope, but at the end, the prophecy part is that it's believed there's only going to be, so you got Pope Francis right now. This book claims, and so does the Vatican's construction, that there's only going to be one more pope after St. Francis. This book has one more page for him, and the Francesca that goes around the Vatican, that's got a photo, a picture of each pope, only has one spot left, and then it's full. So it's an interesting book. It's a little scary, but I found it pretty interesting. And the third, last book I'll show you today is History of the Bohemian Grove. This is that grove up in Northern California, where kind of they say the top 1,000 elite of the world get invited to it. It's usually, there's a 2-week retreat the last 2 weeks of July every year. Pretty much just about every president and every cabinet member and all the elite wealthy go there. And what they do there is pretty scary, but it's pretty interesting book to read. It tells you about the history of it, and then a lot about what's actually there and what actually happens there. But there's the sacrificial altar in front of the owl. That's probably all I should say at this point on the video, but Anyway, 3 books that you, I know a lot of you aren't readers, but if you are, you like to listen to books, those are 3 that you can do. Carolina Red Flake. I love it. I think I'm gonna actually have to create a top 10 tobacco list for myself, because I keep hearing myself say, "Oh, this is my top 3 or top 5." I think I've probably said that like 10 times, so probably should generate what my top 3, top 5, and top 10 tobaccos are, so I don't lie and tell you that this is in my top 10 when it's actually 20 long. But Carolina Red Flake is a good blend. I enjoy it. Once you get it to this point, get about a third or a quarter of the way through the bowl, it actually stays lit fairly well. You just have to maintain it. Had quite a few buffalo encounters, so when I'm done with the video, I'll put a minute or two of buffalo video. They were right up on the highway yesterday, so they crossed right in front of us. I don't know if you guys are getting sick of buffalo video, but that's what I have to show you. I have not seen a moose on this trip. I've only seen a couple elk. I've seen no fox. I've seen no coyotes. I've seen no bear. I've seen no moose. It gets this warm enough, and maybe midsummer they've moved way up into the Rockies, even farther up from here, maybe up into Yellowstone Park. But I've never been here for over 3 weeks and seen as little wildlife as I've seen on this trip. But life is good here. I love it. I've had a great 3 weeks. I'm looking forward to the next week. Sasha's growing up real well. She's real comfortable in water now. She's real comfortable in water up to her chest. She's really comfortable in moving or flowing water, so the creek doesn't bother her. The last step is for her to learn how to swim in water deeper than she can reach. I assume that's sort of the last step in a dog's swimming process, learning process. But I think with Ranger here next weekend for a day, maybe he'll show her how to do it. So as you can see, some of these trees block our view, and so I've begun tagging them. I have 10 tagged, and I've got a tree feller coming up this afternoon, and we're gonna start the process of clean out some of these big trees on the property so that we should be able to see the full Teton range. Is pretty much all behind me. You can see how these trees block the Teton, but there's a lot more to see as these trees get cleared out. So we'll do it little by little, and I'll show you the view as it changes. Guys, that's it. I'm going to show you a little bit of buffalo here, and we'll wrap it up. I just want to say hi to everybody and let you know that Wyoming is doing great. We're doing great. Sasha's having a great time, and that's it. Hope you guys are having a great week. Hope you got a good weekend coming up, and we'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody. Got a buffalo delay, so it'll be a fuel stop and a buffalo stop. And they're just hanging out on the road. They're going to even